If you have never done a low buy month and you want to try one, now is the perfect time. February is the shortest month of the year. We just have to get through 4 weeks if you've never done one of these before. I'm going to be doing this and posting some updates on the community tab and maybe do a vlog or two about what's happening. Hopefully it will all go well, but if you would like to join in, please do. Let's do a low buy month. Comment below your tips and we're going to go through some of the things that will help me and hopefully they can help you too. The first thing to do is to identify your why, and don't spend too long on this, but for me it helps to be specific. So I've got like a general one and then a more specific one. So the general one is I would like to consume less and appreciate what I have, you know, instead of just constantly needing to scroll on Vinted for a new jumper. I mean, I got this jumper off Depop, right? And if you've watched my channel before, I'm sorry, you're probably sick of this jumper, but I love it. But it's easy to scroll looking for something new, but I don't want to do that. I just want to appreciate what I have and use the things that I have. So that's the more general reason. And then more specifically, I would like to save money to invest in a lighter. So that is going to be hopefully the specific measurable goal, smart target, a smart goal. Hopefully that one will keep me in check. Don't spend too long on your why, but it is important to have a couple. Also maybe to link them emotionally. I'm wanting to use what I have and be grateful. Like that gratitude hopefully will be quite a strong thing that I can connect to emotionally when I'm feeling like I want to buy something new or buy something that I don't really need. Once we have our why, we need to lay down some ground rules, and you two can outline the things that you predict that you will need to spend money on, or the things that you will need to spend money on. If they're like standing orders or direct debits going out of your account. Things that I pay every month, like insurance or phone bill or whatever. Outline all of those things so you can know what you're going to spend, and then outline any categories like food budget, or if you want to give yourself like a clothes budget. I'm not going to do that, but this is what we're going to get into next. Let's outline the rules for this February low buy. So I am now at my computer. I am looking at my intentional spending tracker that I've used since last May. I will link, I don't know if it's a specific video, but it's a Nisha video. She's an accountant. She has like 1 million YouTube subscribers. I use her intentional spending tracker, which she linked underneath one of her videos, and it's free and it's just like perfect. Maybe you are a spreadsheet person. I would not know how to set it up, but it has, actually let me show you. Let me make a blank one of these. These categories, it's all already programmed in. I'm getting that red thing come up because I've not saved anything, so future you, so I would need to put in 200 and now you see it's gone green. But if I only put in 100, that's not 20%. I'm sure it's very easy to program this. I would not know how to do it, but similarly, if in the fun category I ended up spending half of my income, oh no, that would be bad. And similarly, if in this one I ended up spending that much, oh no, right? Like, it's just handy. So I've been using this, as you can see, since May, and it has been helpful. So let's look at some of the things in each category, and you do the same. Work out what you're gonna be spending in February. After that, we can work out like any low buy rules. But I've got my phone, which is £10, the phone insurance, which is £7. I've got Canva Pro, which I use for my YouTube channel, which is £6.50. I have Now TV, which is £5.99. I've got Now Cinema, which is £4.99. I've got car insurance, which is £50. I have to pay student loans £5. I actually need to ring them up about that. And then I've got Amazon Prime £4.49. So in total, that is £93.97 that is going in essentials. It may seem extreme to have Now TV and Amazon Prime. I agree. I only just got back Amazon Prime this month because I wanted to watch, what did I want to watch? I wanted to watch something, a film that was only on Amazon Prime. I'm going to cancel that in the next couple of months. But I did get it, I think on the 27th of December. I can't remember. So even if I cancelled it now, I've already paid for the next month. So yeah. I also need to work out what I want to do for my food budget. I think a really good rule, if we go through some of the rules now for your low buy, a really good rule would be to not order any takeaways or to not go out for any meals. And this might be difficult, especially like if you go out a lot with your friends or family and that's like a thing you do. If it is, then obviously budget for that. But like, I'm just going to say none of that for this month because you can get such nice things in the supermarket. Like if I plan, for example, I've been having the Itsu bao buns that you can get frozen, and yes, they are like £4 something for a pack of 6. And you have 2 at a time, so that's 3 servings and it's £4 whatever. But like if you went to Itsu, it would be a lot more than £4 or £1.50 for a thing, you know? Sometimes I feel weird buying that, or like buying a Pizza Express pizza, for example, from the supermarket. That can seem quite expensive, but it's like, well, if you went to Pizza Express, it would be more than £5.50 for a large pizza. It would be more like £13, right? So it seems like a lot, but I'm trying more to recreate things that I would want to get, recreate them at home using either like frozen things or things already made, or if you really like going out for burgers, you can buy burgers from the supermarket, buy some rolls, buy whatever you normally have with your burger, like lettuce or tomato, olives, fancy cheese, potato salad, like whatever you want, but buy it from the supermarket and try and plan ahead. I try and do this anyway with meal prep, always have something that I can cook at least within 10 minutes. Normally what I like to do is boil a couple of eggs and I can have like egg mayo, but always to have something prepared, because then I'm more likely to pick something that's nutritious as well as delicious instead of just having, you know, like a piece of toast, which nothing wrong with that, but there's not many nutrients in a piece of toast if I'm repeatedly having that day after day, you know? I'm more likely than to pick something nutritious, and I'm also less likely to like spend money on something silly or to be like, I must go buy some ice cream because I had such a boring dinner. Work out whatever rule suits you. And then in terms of other things, like I said, I don't want to buy any clothes or any shoes. The other problem areas I have identified are vinyl and books. Books I do not need any more of. One, because I have not been reading so often, which is quite sad, but it goes in phases for me, and I'm doing more on my YouTube channel. I'm also, like we talked about with Now TV and Amazon Prime, I'm watching a lot of things. I've got an account on Letterboxd, so I'm doing like film reviews. That makes it sound really serious if you don't know what Letterboxd is. It's just a thing that you can log what films you've watched and you can write a comment about it, you know? You can write a really long review or like a one-line thing of like, this is funny, you know? There's not anything serious, but I really wanted to try and make the most of this Now TV cinema thing that I've got. So I've been watching more films and I've been loving it. As a result of that, I've not been doing as much reading as I would maybe like to, both for the reason that I've not been doing as much reading, but also because I have a couple of books, paperback books to read, and I also have books on my Kindle that I bought in the summer and have not yet read. For that reason, hard rule, I do not need any more books. I'm also looking now, I do not need any more candles. I have 5 candles that I can see, and I've got 2 in a drawer. No more candles. I love them, but I need to use them up. There's this one here, which is nearly done actually, but it smells so good. I got this for myself for my birthday last year, and I'm just now finishing it. Oh, I love it. Anyway, no more candles, no more vinyl, because I don't need any more, and also I've run out of space to store them in that one cubby hole that I have for them, so don't need any more of that. Identify what are the things that you are most likely to spend on. Like, do you buy coffees or fancy teas or hot chocolates? Like, I don't buy any of that because I work from home, so that's not something that I need to budget for or consider. Is that something that you want to cut out or moderate? You know, maybe have a couple in a week instead of getting one every day. Do you want to like take packed lunches in? Again, it depends like why you're doing this. If you're doing this to save money, obviously then it makes sense to try and do like packed lunches and stuff, but if you're doing it to not consume as much, that more I guess applies to clothes or like things that you're having shipped to your house as opposed to you going to like an independent coffee shop on the high street, you know? In terms of consumption, maybe that's not as bad, I don't know. Depending on your why, that will determine what you're going to do, what you're going to cut out, what makes the most sense. But yeah, for me, because I want to consume less, the no clothing thing makes sense. And because I want to save money, then the food budget and just trying to limit spending as much as possible also makes sense. I did inadvertently do a low buy month in October. I did buy quite a few things actually looking at it. I bought a necklace for my sister, I bought a book, I bought some vinyl, I got a camera developed, and I bought some micellar water and some cards. So that actually wasn't that bad. Oh, and then obviously food. But as low buys go, in October I spent $74.36, which was quite good. Also work out how you're going to track this. I'm obviously going to track this on my spreadsheet. If it's helpful to put like specific numbers, like you only want to spend £80 or £100 on meals out or supermarket shops, if it helps to put a number, that's fine. But sometimes I find if I even go over the number by a little bit, then I'm like, throw all caution to the wind, I have gone past my budget, let's just spend. So sometimes it's better to try and be more mindful and not pick things up at random and just be like, wait, when am I gonna use this? So work out what is best for you. I said one of the reasons was I'm saving for a LISA, so I'm definitely putting a number on that. I would quite like to save £500, and that sounds like a lot, especially considering I only have a part-time salary, so £500, that's quite a big chunk of my income. The reason is that I've actually taken some money out of my savings this month. So I want to put that money back because that's ridiculous. I also have a standing order for a high interest savings account I have that I put in £150 every month, so I want to save that as well. So I think if your goal is to save as opposed to just like the overconsumption angle, if your goal is to save more, it does help to put a number on it, because then you can see, like, instead of spending £20 on this Deliveroo or £30 on a night out, you can then see, because you have that specific number in mind to save, you're like, oh, instead of this £20 going to this, I'm going to put it in my savings account. And you can do that like straight away, being like, I would have bought this, but instead I'm just gonna cook some eggs at home or have my pizza that I bought from the shop, you know, or my supermarket shop that I planned for, and I'm gonna put the £20 I would have spent on having a pizza delivered, I'm gonna put that in my savings straight away. That is where it helps to have a specific number, because then you're like, I'm moving closer to my goal, like I'm changing my habits, my behaviours are different from what they were last month, and I'm able to then move that money that I would have spent last month on this and put it into savings. I can go back and forth as to whether it's helpful to be specific or not. Sometimes I'm like, am I just making an excuse for myself by saying, no, let's just not put a number on it? But I think it really does depend, so you know you best. And also as well, if you try this and it doesn't work out for the month, you can always try again next month, or you can try again next week or tomorrow. Like, if you make a mistake today, you can either be like, well, I'm gonna return that thing, although I don't know if that's the best mindset to have, but you can be like, okay, I messed up today, but tomorrow we're gonna get back on track. Again, depends what kind of a person you are. It's not that you have to wait for another month and it's like, well, I messed up this month, so I may as well give up. That's not the vibe we're going for. But if you are like a perfectionist, maybe if you do make one mistake, you're like, oh no, like what have I done? But like, do not worry. It's all about becoming more mindful of what you're spending your money on, mindful of your consumption habits. That is the goal, along with whatever else that we've outlined, like whether you want to save for something specific or consume less, or just like notice your reaction when you are going to shop for something and then you're like, wait, no. You know, just becoming more aware of how your mind works and how you are using consumption to regulate your feelings, which I think is going to be another video. But anyway, I hope this has helped you as you embark on this, as we embark on this low buy month. Please share your tips in the comments if you've done one of these before, because we can all learn from your experience and we can help each other that way. I will keep you updated. I may do another video, you know, halfway through the month with how it's going. Hopefully it will be a short one, just being like, nothing happened, it's going well, you know? I will leave my how to stop buying stuff you don't need video on the screen, because that talks more about our consumption habits and how we can stop buying so many things as we go into a low buy month. That will probably be helpful for you if you've enjoyed this video, so please feel free to check that out. God bless, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.